Good morning. Kevin Dodson coming to you here, also known as KDOD 357. I'm coming to you from our gun store here in Sanford, North Carolina, Carolina Firearms Training and Gun Sales Incorporated. We're located at 1606 Westover Drive, Sanford, NC 27330. Our phone number is area code 919-708-5475, and our website address is carolinafirearmstraining.com. I'm going to bring a series of videos to you in reference to concealed carry in North Carolina. I am still a full-time law enforcement officer. I've been teaching concealed carry since March of 2009. I'm also an NRA pistol instructor, and I've been to a number of weapon schools and so forth throughout my career in law enforcement. We absolutely enjoy teaching concealed carry. My wife, Lori Ann, also is a concealed carry instructor as well. She comes under NRA pistol instructor. So I have a law enforcement firearms instructor and NRA pistol instructor, but Lori Ann also assists me in teaching these classes, and she also works in the store here as well. So I'm just going to bring you a little series, just kind of break it down in little segments of how the concealed carry class goes in the state of North Carolina. Understand what I'm talking about this morning is the laws and so forth in North Carolina. The laws may differ in some other states and so forth. For instance, we have Castle Doctrine that was adopted in North Carolina of December 2011. Before that, if somebody broke into your house, believe it or not, you had to actually articulate that your life was in imminent danger of serious bodily harm or death. So our classes are a one-day class. We start at 8 o'clock that morning. We take breaks throughout the day. We take a little over an hour lunch break, and we'll finish up in the afternoon, around 6 o'clock or so. The classes are taught in Siler City. We teach some of our smaller classes here in Sanford, but this class is about 20 minutes north of our gun store. So it's a one-day class, so you knock this thing out in one day. We started doing it, the very first class I did, we did the shooting part on a Sunday, and we did the class on a Saturday. We found out real quick that most folks like to knock this thing out in one day. So you'll come to the class, you'll get a lesson plan book to follow along with. In fact, this has been recently revised. This is actually Roman numeral 6 edition. So every time the laws change, the books are updated, and they're changed to reflect the new laws. And then at the end of the day, upon successful completion of the class, you get a certificate that shows that you successfully completed North Carolina concealed carry training. And then what you'll do is you'll take that certificate to the sheriff's office in the county that you live in to apply. Now, there are 100 counties in North Carolina, and we have folks that come from all around to take our class. So I can teach in all 100 counties. On the same line, I could have 100 people to come, each one representing each county, and it would all be legit. Okay, so a North Carolina concealed carry instructor can teach in any county in the state of North Carolina, and it be legit. Real quick, when I'm teaching these classes, and we're going to talk about a lot of things in these series. We're going to talk about use of deadly force, where you can carry, where you can't, once again, specific to North Carolina. But, North Carolina is also an open carry state. Been open carry since 1921. It's amazing when I do these classes how many folks do not realize that. And we've taught probably, now probably approaching 9,500, 10,000 people in concealed carry since March of 2009. Now that's not to mention the other classes that we teach. We're a full service training company, so we teach basic, intermediate, and advanced pistol. We teach AR-15 and tactical shotgun, and some other classes as well, and those are listed on our website at carolinafirearmstraining.com. But when I do these classes, some of my students will say, very small percentage now, will say, hey, listen, if open carry is legal, then why in the world would I want a concealed carry permit? Well, a lot of stuff that I'll talk about in these videos are my opinion, okay? So I'm not going to say it's the way or the only way. It's an opinion that I offer. The reason I would like to carry concealed, and of course me being a police officer, I can carry concealed anywhere. Even where signs are posted, I cannot carry on federal property, but I can carry anywhere with my law enforcement credentials. A little bit different when you are acting as a civilian or a citizen. There are some places that you cannot carry. Of course, I was also going to tell you my spiel on these signs on doors that prohibit law-abiding citizens from carrying concealed in these businesses and so forth. I don't agree with the sign thing, but that'll be for another a segment. But hey, I'd rather go in Walmart or somewhere and carry concealed. And if you carry concealed properly, one should be able to look at you and not tell that you're carrying a gun on your person, okay? Should not be able to tell if you do it in a proper way. And you might say, well, what are you talking about? What other way would you do it? Well, sometimes I'll see these guys, they're big old buff guys, and they're wearing a t-shirt that's 3 times too small for them. And I can just about literally see their Glock 19 printing through that shirt. So if you conceal properly, one should not be able to tell that you have a gun concealed. But I'd rather go into Walmart, carry a gun concealed. No one knows that I got a gun on me. I'm not offending any of the anti-gunners out there. So that way, perhaps law enforcement is not called, because the thing is, if we're called there, can't do anything to you. You haven't violated any laws. The only thing I could do, of course, that's if you got a valid concealed carry permit, is ask you to take the gun back out to the car and then come back in and do your business. Or you may want to take your business elsewhere, as opposed to carrying the gun on your person in open carry configuration. Obviously, you're going to draw a lot more attention. And in the days that we live in now, sometimes that's a little bit unnerving for some folks to see you with a gun and maybe they don't see a badge or anything. It's perfectly legal, but some folks just, they get a little bit unnerved by that. So I'd rather carry it concealed, and that way they never know that I have a gun. And then I also have the immediate ability to be able to defend myself or defend my loved ones or what have you. So I'm going to be bringing other videos as well on this, but just kind of give you a little meat and potatoes of this thing and kind of how it's going to go. But I'm going to break this segment up into subject matters, and so I'll be presenting more videos that'll come forth. This may be in a 10-part series or a 15-part series or what have you. But we do $49 for our class. The cost to apply at the sheriff's office on the average is about $90. Sometimes it's $100. They may charge $10 for the fingerprint or what have you. But and another thing with training, and then I'll end this first piece here. A lot of people, and trust me, there's nobody out there any more pro-gun than me. But I have some people say, hey, why can't we just get constitutional carry in North Carolina? I'm against that for a good reason. And it's simply this, because, listen, remember, we've taught about 10,000 people in concealed carry since March 2009. We get too many people that come to our class, well, not a lot, but enough, too many that it's a little disturbing. Let me give you an example. I had a gentleman probably a couple of months ago now, that, when we got to the slide of where deadly force was not authorized, there was a number of situations where deadly force just plain flat is not authorized in the state of North Carolina. And one of them was deadly force is not authorized to repel a trespasser. That's if they're just trespassing alone. In the state of North Carolina, deadly force is not authorized against a trespasser. All right. Now, if you leave your house and go out there and deal with them, they pull a knife on you, then it doesn't have anything to do with trespassing. It has everything to do with your life being in imminent danger. Of course, I recommend that you stay in your house where you're safe. And if you're that uncomfortable with that person that's trespassing, it may be an innocent trespass or maybe of a criminal nature, call the police, call the sheriff's office, have them to come out there and ID this person. We'll check them for warrants and so forth. Another example would be the use of violent language. I had a gentleman came to my slide on my PowerPoint that said, deadly force is not authorized for the use of violent language. In other words, somebody cusses you out, calls you name. Now, I'm not talking about making threats to you and then they carry the threat out. I'm talking about just cussing you out, calling you names, what have you. Deadly force is not allowed for that in the state of North Carolina. I'm not saying for that fleeting moment you might not feel like using deadly force, but it's not allowed. Well, I had a gentleman to stand up and say, are you kidding me? Are you telling me that if someone cusses me out, gets in my face and cusses me in the mouth, I cannot shoot him? I said, sir, that's exactly what I'm telling you. I don't make law. I just tell you what the law is, okay? And he didn't like that. It wasn't really, his anger wasn't directed toward me, but he didn't like the fact that, deadly force wasn't authorized for that. And I'll bring some more examples as well, but we're very, very passionate about training. I feel much better when these individuals leave my class at the end of the day and they know the law. So, and listen, concealed carry is not the class that you come to learn how to shoot guns. This is overwhelmingly a legal block. All the do's and don'ts surrounding concealed carry, use of force, use of deadly force. Yes, we do go out there and shoot your 30 rounds. It's required by the state of North Carolina from the 3, the 5, and the 7-yard line. You have to get at least 21 hits on the paper. As a matter of fact, this is the target that we use. We use the B27 silhouette target, and you have to put those 30 rounds inside this outer ring, which is quite easy. And I'll finish with this. Anyone know, and I always ask my class this, why, as an instructor, I could go all the way back to the 25-yard line. The state of North Carolina mandates that we shoot 10 rounds from the 3, at least 10 rounds from the 3, 10 rounds from the 5, and 10 rounds from the 7. And the 10 rounds at the 3 be with one hand and one hand only, your strong hand unsupported. I always say, why do you think I don't go past the 7-yard line? Well, this is why. Because most of these incidences happen in between 3 and 5 yards, more closer to 3 yards actually. So they got a rule in a gunfight called the 3 3s. 3 rounds, 3 seconds, 3 yards. The average, and these are averages now, average of 3 rounds are fired, happens in about 3 seconds and happens about 3 yards away, 9 feet. So it happens up close, personal, and very fast. And one last thing that I'm going to leave you with on this segment, I firmly believe that if you are ever going to need a gun, you're going to need it right then, right now. That's why you need to be comfortable. And if you're not, get comfortable with carrying a gun on your person. You know, if you're somewhere in an alley or a parking lot somewhere and you're a good ways from your car, that's not going to be the time to say, time out, let me go get my gun because it's in the car. Some folks are not too keen on that, okay? But I'm just telling you, it's just the way it is. If you ever need a gun, you're going to need it right then, right now. Be coming back with you with some more videos talking about concealed carry in North Carolina. Till next time, be safe, guys.